Our next championship case is about 2311's Tyler Reddick. Tyler Reddick has had quite the 2023 season. He does have one win that happened back in March at the Circuit of the Americas. But other than that, he is yet to win. That's why I said it was his one and only win. We do this championship case for all 16 playoff drivers in case you did not know. We cover each, as I said, all 16. It's not a prediction. We do a championship case. To why they're going to win the championship today is Tyler Reddick. I think this is number 10. We're back in the double digits, baby. But Tyler Reddick currently sits 12th in the regular season standings. He has 7 top 5s, 10 top 10s, 4 stage wins for a grand total of 9 points. Point number 1, get more playoff points. You can't have enough. There's no such thing as enough. Get as many as you can. I think Reddick can still finish in the top 10 of the regular season standings this weekend at Daytona. So do that. Make sure to finish top 10 in the regular season. I don't know how high he can get. I think mathematically he can get as high as 6th maybe. But realistically, I think 8th to 10th somewhere in there would be where it would be. So if I'm Tyler Reddick, get more playoff points. So don't wreck out at Daytona. I know that's asking a lot. But looking at the schedule here, how will Tyler Reddick do in the playoffs? These first 3 races, the first round of the playoffs, of course, you also have to be reminded this is his first year with 2311 Racing. He has been with Richard Childress Racing in the past. He's made the playoffs with them a few times, but this year his first with 2311. And before we go to the schedule, I also want to bring this up. This team cannot make mistakes in the playoffs. When you're doing it in the regular season, yeah, it's going to cost you some spots in the regular season standings, but the playoffs are what matter. Reddick could have 3 or 4 wins this year, or at least have a better shot at 3 or 4 wins this year. Michigan, up front, competing for a win. Final pit stop, they blow it. He loses a right rear tire, and he has to pit again. And it cost him. They would have been in the lead and probably would have held on to the win if they were faster than Buescher. They would have won that race most likely, but they threw it away. Nashville dominated that first stage up front the entire time. I think he won the stage. And then in stage 2, their leading top 2, whatever they were, same exact thing. Didn't get that right rear tire on. He spins, loses the tire, loses any shot at the win, finishes multiple laps down. They have got to get it together. This is not the regular season. This is the playoffs. And with this system, it's a 3-race season until Phoenix. You got 3 races the first round, 3 races the second round, 3 races the third round, and then that final race at Phoenix, anything can happen. So this team cannot make mistakes. This was the old playoff system. I'd say you could afford a mistake in 1 race. You know, if Reddick's top 5 in 9 of the 10 races, and, you know, let's say at Texas, they do what they did and they finish 30th, like 3 laps down. Okay, well, if you finish top 5 in 9 out of the 10 races, you're probably going to be in contention for the championship at worst, and you can afford that 1 bad race. But in this format, no, you cannot afford mistakes. So point number 1, or point number 2 behind the playoff points, stop making mistakes on pit road. And that's not to say that Tyler Reddick hasn't made mistakes as well. He's made his fair share of mistakes as well. But overall, as a group, as a team, they've got to get it together. Next up, let's go to the schedule. Darlington, Kansas, Bristol. I honestly think Reddick should get out of this round. If they're mistake-free, Reddick, he finished 3rd at Darlington last year. Kansas is a really good track for him, and also Toyota is very fast at Kansas. So those 2 races alone, I think they can accumulate enough points if they don't win to where they probably won't have to even worry about Bristol. So honestly, I think Reddick's fine in this first round. Just don't make mistakes. You're going to be competitive at Darlington and Kansas. I think Tyler Reddick should get out of this first round. Then we go to the second round. This is an interesting round. Tyler Reddick as a driver is the defending winner at Texas, but of course that was with RCR. Texas is a wild card, and because we don't know what it's going to be like, because last year it was a tire fiasco. Then we got a super speedway at Talladega. Reddick's not a great super speedway racer, but he did finish 2nd at Daytona last year. And then you got the Roval, a road course. Reddick, 3 of his 4 career wins are at road courses, so get excited for that if you're a Reddick fan. So I think Texas should be good for Toyota. Reddick's the defending winner. Top 10 there, I would expect. Don't know what to expect at Talladega for Reddick. So but it could be the Roval. I think he has a legit shot at winning the Roval. At worst, a top 5 finish. Reddick's a great road racer. I expect him to be top 5. He was in contention for this thing last year. So I think if he can put together a top 10 at Texas, top 5 at the Roval, survive Talladega and get a top 20, I think that could be enough to get him out of the round. And if he can pick up a win at Kansas early in that first round, get some more playoff points, it's a very realistic possibility that could get him through, but it's not a guarantee. So I think the Roval maybe is your best chance at winning, but we will see. But yeah, so to get out of the second round, it's either going to take a win at the Roval or a top 10, top 5 at Texas in the Roval, and then just surviving Talladega. Then if he gets to that round of 8, ooh, I like this for him. If he can get to that round of 8, I think he has a legitimate shot at the Final Four. In fact, this round right here is why I picked him to win the championship preseason. It's because of this round. I thought he could get to this round of 8. Vegas, very good track for Toyota. Very good track for 2311. Of course, Bubba Wallace led a bunch of laps here last fall. Bubba Wallace finished top 5 here in the spring before maybe. And the Kurt Busch ran pretty well too last spring, I think. So 2311 Toyota, fast at Las Vegas. I think Reddick could be in contention for the win there. Homestead is one of Reddick's best tracks. He's great at running that top line right on the wall. So if he can keep it clean, that team can keep it clean, I think he could legit win one of these first 2 races. The only problem is they may have to win one of those 2 races. They're not in a good points position. As I've said with some of these guys we've just talked about, like Blaney and maybe Buscher, it might come down to having to win because you don't have the playoff points. There's going to be guys above you that could be better, but also the fact of the matter is the points. I think that's the biggest thing. Byron, Truex, Hamlin, Larson, Kyle Busch are all going to have more playoff points than you. So if you don't add up those through the first 6 races, realistically, even if you top 5 all these races, it's going to be cutting it really close. I think it may come down to having to win, and I think Homestead, I think Tyler Reddick can win at. So I think if he does make it to that Final Four, it's going to be through a win at Vegas or Homestead, most likely Homestead. Then we go to Phoenix. Tyler Reddick finished top 5 at Phoenix in the spring, was the top Toyota there, I believe. But Phoenix was dominated by Chevy in the spring. Ford won both races there last year, so Toyota's a little bit far behind at Phoenix, but under this format, you never know. Late race caution happens. Top 3 could wreck on lap 1. Reddick just has to get a lap 2. But Tyler Reddick, if he gets to Phoenix, he's a really good driver. I think 2311 Toyota will be focusing their resources on him. So, yeah, we'll see. But in conclusion, get playoff points. Don't make mistakes. You can't afford mistakes. That first round should be fine. Second round could get tricky, but I think he's going to be competitive at Texas in the Roval, and that'll help. That next round, I think it could come down to needing to win, but I think Homestead is a legitimate shot. Vegas is also a legitimate shot for Reddick to win. Then the Final Four, I think he's going to be behind some of his contenders, or at least not favored, just because Toyota struggled there. But it's still a possibility. It's very well a possibility. So can Tyler Reddick get it done? Can he make my preseason prediction true? I've only picked the champion right preseason once. I picked Chase Elliott to win the 2020 title. Got that one correct. I've been picking preseason champions since 2018. That's the only one I've gotten correct, or at least on here. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. We got more championship cases coming up. In fact, let me tell you who tomorrow's is. I put all the scheduling for this in the community post if you ever want to know days in advance. So I got through Friday scheduled out. So we did Reddit today. I think tomorrow's Logano. It's showing as Logano right now. So get ready for that. Joey Logano, last year's champion, defending the championship. We'll see how that championship case goes. But as for this, the Tyler Reddick one, it's over. Thanks for watching again. Have a great rest of your day.